just like you go around with guys like me to sundown. When I come through, I need a girl like you, yeah.
Variety is the spice of our station. Relax, relax, relax. Radio.
Hey everyone, and also hello Kayla. How are you?
Hey, Carl. Hey, beautiful people.
So how's it been, Kayla? How's your? It's been a week, as you know, since the last time we spoke. And how have you been?
As usual, busy, working, ticking things off my to-do list.
Mhm.
So, yeah, usual week for me. What about you?
I'm alright. It's been all right. It's been a good few days. I've been, to be honest, today in the morning when I woke up, I went on Instagram. Okay, and Snoop Dogg had
Yeah.
actually shared a
A
video.
meme.
Not a meme actually.
Yeah.
I mean, Snoop Dogg he also does the memes thing also. But the thing is, this time I did not see something funny. I actually saw something really what it was back again. It was in some policeman actually beating up a person. Okay, who was in possession of a gun as well. But the
Mhm.
video is so. I don't know. It took me back to a time when George Floyd lost his life because of brutality, basically. So that was actually something that I saw today, and Snoop Dogg had actually shared this about it. And also, it's just all I could think was, when will we ever learn?
Mhm. Wow. Well, I haven't seen that video, but yeah, as you're already aware, I'm going to be doing a cameo today with you, and we're going to be talking about a year on from George Floyd. So, some of the Relaks Radio listeners may remember that I spoke about race wars and police brutality last year. So, basically, just doing an update on that. And from what you're saying about this video, unfortunately, a year on, even past the year, because I believe this incident with George Floyd took place on the 25th of May of last year. So we're in August now, and it's not looking very positive. It's not looking like things have changed all that much. So unfortunately,
Yeah,
sad circumstances.
actually.
Unfortunately, did this man lose his life, or was he just badly
Uh,
assaulted?
he was practically no. He didn't lose his life, but three cops were actually holding him down, and one guy just kept punching him in the face.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah, and he was completely knocked out, senseless, and he was still up, but he didn't know where he was. He suddenly lost track of where he is, and yeah, it's basically well, clearly, I think you can imagine what it was. And also, it's. I mean, to be honest, even although I'm not sure whether exactly he was in possession of. Of a weapon, but they do show it in the video of taking the weapon out of him. But then again, we can't trust anyone. Something The things are not always what they seem.
Yeah, definitely. Just off, the top of my head, obviously, I don't know the circumstances of this particular story, but one of the biggest differences between the US and the UK, particularly, is that American citizens are usually allowed to bear arms, of course, depending on what state you're in. So the reality is, if you are bearing arms, this is not an unlawful act. So if that was a weapon that he was holding, if it wasn't being used to endanger anyone unnecessarily, then
Mhm.
of course that wouldn't be a reason for basically this man to be assaulted. And as you're saying, he seemed to be losing consciousness and orientation, which would
Yeah.
be very understandable if you've been sustaining blows or sustaining punches to the face and the head. That's obviously something
Yes,
which
and
can
also
occur
and while you are tied down
very
also by two other cops, and then one guy just keeps hitting you on the face, you're obviously going to be like, where am I? And
Yes.
they did pull out a weapon out of his pants eventually, and there was a weapon, and this other cop kept taking pictures of everything what they did, where it is and where they found it. And but thing is, like, we all know what's wrong with the picture. Okay, we all know why everyone has to carry a gun, whether they whether they have the license for it or not, because everyone, even, I mean, clearly not even from their own authorities, that they can have, be safe around their own authorities.
Yeah, very sad circumstances. And are we coming up to our 6 minute time at the moment? Are we gonna have a little break now, or should I get into my point?
We'll be in full effect very soon, people. Okay, until then, we're going in for a short break too, as Kayla mentioned. I will be back soon. Until then, keep it locked, keep it tuned in. This
Three.
is 3 minutes. Okay, just 3 minutes. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Keep it locked.
And it gives them something to look at, and it makes them laugh. It makes them laugh. So that's why I do it.
Oh, and it could be a really good pickup line as well. Ladies who ask, "Hey, excuse me, so why are you wearing something so colorful?" I mean, hey, you can always have something up on your sleeve. I mean, got me thinking. You want to stand out. Why do you want to stand out though so much, especially with these kind of shirts when you're riding? There must be a purpose behind it, right?
Well, when you say a purpose, Nick, what I do, I wear the shirts, mainly one, because they're nice and bright, so they make me visible, especially if I'm riding on the road.
Okay. Yeah, that's very important, right? Because you want cars, yeah.
Very important. And also, like, people see me in like calves, and perhaps I shouldn't be saying this on air, I suppose, but in the bar afterwards.
All right.
And it gives them something to look at, and it makes them laugh. It makes them laugh. So that's why I do it.
Oh, and it could be a really good pickup line as well. Ladies who ask, "Hey, excuse me, so why are you wearing something so colorful?" I mean, hey, you can always have something up on your sleeve. I mean, you look like a guy who would do.
You know me too well. You know me too well, Nick.
Come and listen on
Don't be afraid to catch fish.
Relax Radio.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. It's The Vibe with Kayla and also Kyle as well.
Yeah, welcome back, everyone. Glad to have you here. Thanks for joining us. So, as I was just going to get into just before the break, is basically some people may be aware that the primary police officer who had his knee on George Floyd's neck, Derek Chauvin, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly, he was convicted in regards to the George Floyd murder. However, on one hand, that was happening. It seems that we're getting justice. But on the same day of his conviction, which I believe was the 20th of April 2021, a young teenager called Makia Bryant was also shot by police officers. So it really was a situation of giving with the right hand and taking back with the left. The circumstances around her her murder basically are controversial. There's a lot of different facts about the situation. However, the reality is that she was a 16-year-old girl, and yet again, she was killed by a police officer. So that is where we are as of this situation. And as Carl just mentioned today about this video that was released by the hip hop artist Snoop Dogg, it doesn't really seem like things are getting better.
No, it's not even getting better at all. It just keeps getting worse and worse. And suddenly, and even on this video, okay, one of the cops was like, "Hey, look what we found." He shows the gun to someone. He shows the gun to the people recording it. You're like, "Post it. Go ahead and post it." Okay, but then again, okay, fine. He even though if he was exactly carrying a weapon with him, okay, it doesn't make sense for them to actually brutalize or even basically punch him in the face for if I mean they pulled it out of his pants. Okay, he wasn't even holding it, right? He wasn't even holding the gun, but that brutal force, he was like, no, he wasn't even retaliating. He wasn't even fighting back. Okay, the people around them though started throwing all the trash cans at them. Be like, "Stop! What are you doing?" It doesn't make. He's not even retaliating. How can you punch him like that and all that? It's basically just abuse of power, basically, I guess.
Yes, definitely. I completely agree. Abuse of power, abuse of position. And as I said, I'm not fully aware of the circumstances of this case, but it's a possibility that the state that he was in, that he was actually able to bear arms. But as I said, that would be something that needed to be confirmed about that particular case. So
Yeah.
if he was within his rights, if he was doing something which was lawful, of course, there's no reason for police officers to basically be brutalizing this man. But as I said, we'll have to wait until the full facts of the case come out. I would say that sometimes, videos and things like that can be misinterpreted. You can see certain imagery. Obviously, we know if someone is being treated inhumanely, whatever the reasons may be, but having an understanding of the facts and the circumstances of a particular situation does help to bring things into context.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with you there. And okay. So some people have actually had the right to have a license to carry a weapon with them. Okay. Now, even this gentleman who was being harassed by the police and and brutalized by them. Okay. He end of the day. All right. Now, when I say in his pants, I meant his actual pants, not in his pocket or nothing else like that. Okay, they pulled it directly out of the pants but then again, he's not like he's gonna fight from there, right? I mean, what on earth? Okay, you can't be. It's like, okay, if the police see you have, if the cops see that you have a gun in your pants, they should be like, stop what you're doing, and what's in your pants? There's a gun, and we would like you to take it out. There's a way. I mean, end of the day, there's a way that I know if I want something from you, okay, if I wanted to comply with something, I would ask you. Okay, I would be like, I would be kind enough to ask you, and then also you should be kind enough to comply with me and be like, yes, okay, but I'm not doing anything. And it's, I mean, who knows, end of the day it could have been planted on him. Okay, with all the commotion going on,
Yeah.
I mean, people are holding him. There were cops holding him, like, from, he couldn't even move. He wasn't even retaliating, and he, like I said, he was also basically blacking out. Okay, and you are not gonna feel anything when someone's like basically blacking you out, and putting a gun inside you to make sure that okay, yeah.
Well, to be honest, that same thought crossed my mind as well about what you said about things being planted. Unfortunately, the reality is, police officers are human beings, and people have certain things that are not always above board, or certain mentalities or alternative agendas. Just
Yeah.
because someone, as you said, it's abuse of position sometimes, and abuse of power. We expect people within certain positions to maintain that level of trust that the public has within them, but sometimes they do fall short, and they may get into these positions with ulterior motives. But Kyle, these 6 minute segments seem to be going pretty fast. So
Because
are we
we
done with
are,
our 6 minutes again?
because I'm telling you, if we are talking about something interesting and time is just going by fly, passing by, I mean, that means we are talking about the truth. Because if we are not, if we're talking about a lie, we would still be in the 1 minute range. Okay, but you know what?
Yeah, one of my favorite sayings is you know lies expire and the truth lasts forever. So yeah, when you're
Exactly.
talking about real things, real
Mhm.
life issues, that's something that's got substance to it.
Exactly. We'll be back again once again, people. Okay. Until then, keep it locked, keep it tuned into Relax Radio. We are going to talk about more about what's happening. Oh, there she is. Okay. We'll be back soon.
Again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Oh, I haven't rejected your son.
I want to talk about how